Pet of Titans or the Isle? Many of us did ask that self at least once, so I decided to be one who is gonna criticize them both and potentially gonna be target of both communities after this video. So if you don't see me anymore, you know what happened to me. Alright, let's start. Price. The Isle costs $20 while Pet of Titans goes for $30. Once you buy the Isle, that's it, no extra purchases needed. On the other hand, Pet of Titans has optional skin packs you can buy, and also there's gonna be some DLC in the future. Let's not forget the near meltdown when they added the Titan in the game and almost made it pay-to-play character. Meanwhile, the Isle released an entire new version, Evrima, completely for free and built from scratch. Point goes for the Isle. Accessibility. The Isle is only available on Steam and that's it. Pet of Titans though, you can play it on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, mobile and even Nintendo. Point goes for Pet of Titans. Both games have their own style, but the Isle really takes the crown here. Pet of Titans has simpler graphics, mainly to support mobile players and lower end system, but if you have decent PC you can also tweak few settings and make it look pretty good. Still, the Isle just feels more immersive and visually intense. Point goes for the Isle. Bugs. Isle has a lot of bugs and glitches. I thought through map there was in one point invisible AI creatures. I don't play Isle that long. In that short time I saw it's pretty buggy. But meanwhile I've been playing Pet of Titans like 2 or 3 years and I didn't see that much bugs. So maps. Isle has only one map currently. It's getting updated frequently, but Pet of Titans has 2 maps, Gondola and Tanjura, and also it has some modded maps. So I'm gonna give point to the Pet of Titans. Community. Now don't get me wrong, both communities can be rough. Let's not pretend either one is perfect, but when it comes to welcoming new players, Pet of Titans is a bit more chill environment. Also, since we are on the topic of community, let's talk about mods, because that's honestly what carries Pet of Titans. You got mods that add new dinosaurs, real world animals, and even fantasy creatures like actual dragons. There are PvP servers where it's full chaos from moment you spawn, or you have more harsh servers with focus on realism, so yeah, I have to give huge point here to Pet of Titans. Dinosaurs. When it comes to visuals, most people will agree Isle wins in dinosaur design. But there is the thing, once you pick your dinosaur in the Isle, you're locked in that look, no changing skins later. Pet of Titans on the other hand lets you switch up to your own new skins whenever you want, which is nice touch, and honestly it comes down to personal preferences. But we're not here just to talk about looks, we are mainly here to talk about mechanics and PvP. What I absolutely love about the Isle is that every dino feels unique. Each one has its own playstyle, strengths and even special abilities. You really have to learn how to use each one. It's not just a reskin. Pet of Titans is a bit different story. Despite having a big list of abilities, you are not locked in one set of abilities like in the Isle. You can customize your dino build, change how it plays, like faster, tankier or bleed focus build. But there is a downside to this. Some abilities feel like they're just copy-paste between dinosaurs, and that can hurt diversity of dinos. Take Latin and Dinon for example, 2 smaller raptors. They both have the pounce mechanic and share few abilities. The difference mostly comes down to the stats, so why would I play the worst version if the other one does the same thing but better? That's a small issue with Pet of Titans. In short, both games deserve a point here. The Isle gets point for making each dinosaur truly unique, while Pet of Titans gets point for letting you choose multiple builds on the same dino. Growth. Let's address the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. We all know which game has the worst growth mechanics so far, and I think we can all agree it's Path of Titans, no doubt. I mean, come on, I have to collect fucking flower shells and nuts just to fill a tiny fraction of growth bar. Meanwhile, in the aisle, I just need to find the right food for my diet, and I can basically go AFK and wait for Dino to grow. But here's the thing. It's not all bad in Path of Titans. When you die, you don't lose all your progress, which is a huge plus. You're not starting from zero every time you get killed. But I understand the aisle. It's supposed to be a hardcore survival game. Every little mistake can literally cost you your life. But the fact is, in the Path of Titans, it takes way longer to fully grow than the aisle. And that process can feel like grind. Point goes to the aisle. Development and updates. Now let's talk about updates. The aisle had a rough ride over these years, slow updates, lots of delay, and communication that hasn't always been the best. Avrima is a major step forward, but it's still far from complete. Path of Titans, on the other hand, has been way more consistent with updates. The devs communicated more openly, and they brought in a ton of community-created content through modding support. If you are someone who doesn't want to wait a whole year for update, go with Path of Titans. Let's not ignore one of the most underrated parts of immersion: sound. The aisle absolutely nails it. You can hear dinosaur roars echoing from miles away, even from different POIs on the map. It builds tension and atmosphere. Path of Titans did recently get update with some solid audio improvements, mostly focused on ambient sounds, terrain interactions, and most importantly, footstep difference between dinosaurs. Now you can actually tell what kind of dino is nearby just by listening. But one area where Path of Titans still falls out is dinosaur vocalization. Roars and calls aren't nearly as loud or intense as in the aisle, and they just don't carry same presence across the board. Beginner friendly. Did you really think the aisle was gonna win this one? Nah. This game has zero tutorial, no guidelines, and throws you right into the world expecting you to figure everything out yourself. You know what's the worst part? It doesn't even put you in the right game version. When I first tried it it loaded up in the old legacy version that no one even plays anymore and doesn't receive any updates anymore. I legit thought I had been scammed. It felt like I was playing a completely different game, and the worst part, the game doesn't even tell you need to switch to the Avrima branch manually. So yeah, no context here. Path of Titans wins hard for being more beginner friendly. It actually puts player in tutorial, and you get a map when you spawn, unlike in the aisle. Alright, in conclusion, both games are good in their own way. The aisle is more of a hardcore survival, while Path of Titans is more of a survival MMO that doesn't punish you that hard. Me personally, if I had to pick one, I would go with Path of Titans. It has less bugs, it has updates more consistently, and it has a lot of community game modes and mods, and after all, it's not so harsh and punishing as the aisle. But after all, this is all just my opinion, guys, and feel free to comment your thoughts down below. Like this new video I made, and if you guys want to see more Path of Titans and the aisle content, let me know down below. Like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.